Hello there everyone, welcome back. I'm here to do another video in the segment on why blank is a great character, where I talk about characters who I think are just great characters, and videos in the past were characters like why Abby from Last of Us 2 is a great character, why Julian Albert from The Flash was a great character, etc. And for this one, I'm going to be talking about why Rocket Raccoon, yes, why Rocket Raccoon is indeed a great character. Now, whenever we dive into this, just know the version of Rocket Raccoon I'm talking about is the one from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but there are different iterations of the character, like from the Telltale game and the new game that came out, I believe, by Square Enix, which are really good interpretations of the character, but the focus of this video is on the MCU character version. And also just know there will be some potential spoilers for like Guardians 3, so warning there. But yeah, for a long time I thought this was my favorite character, and this character was definitely up there with Iron Man as my two favorites in the MCU. And seeing how Guardians 3 was mostly a story centered around Rocket Raccoon, the main bad guy, being the High Evolutionary who experimented and created the character we know today, I find it fitting to do a video talking about this, because there's been like stuff where James Gunn, I believe, has said that the secret protagonist, like the main protagonist all along, has been him and has been Rocket Raccoon. And you could see, like, when you go back and look, the movies tie in so well to his overarching character. Like when you see how Rocket first is in the first movie compared to now, like he has one of the best developments. He starts off as someone who like pushes people away, and who has an anger problem and has lots of issues, but you see the character grow throughout the movies, and I love seeing stuff like that. I love seeing characters evolve and mature and grow over the course of movies, and a lot of the Guardians in a way have done that. But I just think the character of Rocket is, for one thing, the voice performance and motion capture by Sean Gunn doing the motion capture, who is James Gunn's brother, and then Bradley Cooper, who does a terrific job with the voice. He can be hilarious and, you know, crude and rude, but also be heartbreaking and just really emotional. Like in Guardians 3, like you learn so much about his character, about what happened to him being experimented on, the tragedy of what happened to his first friends. And just like this movie did so much that really opened a lot of people's eyes on why this is a great character and a top 5 character easily in the MCU. And I just wanted to get my opinions out on why, because for a while I've always thought he was my favorite character, or one of my favorites, up there with like Iron Man. But seeing everyone be, you know, applauded the character and being so happy and everything, it just made me want to add to it, because I do love the positivity around the character, and I do love how James Gunn, like there have been lots of times where he says he's compared himself to the character, and in a lot of ways, and one of his main reasons for wanting to come back and finish it was to finish the character's story, and to finish all these characters' story, but mainly the just finish Rocket's story in a lot of ways with everything that happens. And this is like, it's really, I really love when directors put themselves into their work and are really personal, because it feels more, you know, raw and more emotional in that way, where they really care about the project and work that they're doing. And this whole movie, and just all the others, like I just think that the character, you know, it means a lot to a lot of people. I really love how much humanity and emotion is in the character. Like you know why he ticks, like how he acts and everything, and that's mostly done to the writing, the performance from the Bradley Cooper and all, and just seeing everything he's went through, and to see where his story ends up at the end is really great to see. Like, and it's really telling, like someone who's come through such horrific tragedy in their early lives can still be a hero, can still be a good person, good character, and not fall to darkness and be evil. So I also think it's a great lesson to show that no matter what you go through and what happens, there's still a way for you to come out a better individual at the end. So this character, I know I'm diving into a lot of deep messages and all, but that just shows how they made this character, because seeing how James Gunn mentioned, he was like, I'm wondering, how would this character be made? How would this happen? And then he was rethinking on, the more realisticness on, because experiments on animals tragically happen in our world, and they have happened in the past. A lot of people use animals as a way to get stuff done in work environments and all, and to like test stuff. Like, for example, the Cosmos space dog, I believe, is based off of one of the dogs that the Russians would send into space, Sputnik, to test to see if humans can survive in space by shipping out animals into outer space to see if it was possible. So there is a long history of animal cruelty happening and stuff, and creatures being experimented on for personal gains in science or technology advancements or whatever. So I just think, adding that element into his story, I think is really important, because it shows it. Like, it's tough to watch these scenes in the movie, but it shows, a wider audience that this stuff happens, and it's awful, and it gets the word out there that this stuff is bad and should not be happening behind closed doors and in secret. Like, this should not be allowed. And I guess I see that as another instance of them using this character. But like I said, besides all the dark and really emotional stuff, you still have a really hilarious character who has a ton of one-liners. He's snarky, he's comedic, and a lot of ways, the funniest people are usually the ones with the most tragic backstory. So I know I add another emotional layer to the character, but again, phenomenal writing for the character, motion capture work, performance. Like, I think this character, Rocket Raccoon, definitely goes up there with one of the best motion capture performances, like Caesar from Planet of the Apes or Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Like, it's definitely up there as one of the best motion capture performances, because it's truly terrific. And I cannot wait to see what else comes from what happens going forward with the character and all, because I do love him so much. And seeing his whole story play out was just beautiful and heartbreaking, and it meant a lot to see this journey from almost 10 years now. It's crazy. But again, those were all my rambled thoughts and all why I think Rocket Raccoon is a great character. Yes, thank you all so much for watching. It means a lot to me. And if you want to hit the subscribe button and the bell as well to get notified when I upload, that would mean a lot to me. Again, what do you think of the character of Rocket Raccoon? Do you dive into the thought process, the emotional aspects and what makes him tick? Or do you just like him for the one-liners and all, which I do too, but I really like it when, you can really dissect and look into a character's psyche and what makes them tick and everything. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.